My name is Kyle Therian, and I play guitar and I sing in war games. Could it get colder out here when I'm standing on top of all my fears? Hey Brian, you know why? We need dream catchers as well, so that I could catch that dream of us at the Grammys last night, man.
The main difference between when we started and where we are now is we sucked when we started. One more chance to be a better man.
My name is Cameron Robeson, and I play drums in war games.
I lost count, dude. Stop.
Do you do 2 snare hits?
He's gonna kill me.
Listen. 2 snare hits, 2 tom hits. My name's Ian Provo, and I play guitar in war games.
Everywhere. That's where I want to be, everywhere.
If I could change the time, pull the hands back,
Prior to being war games, we were called Another Option. And we started Another Option when we were kids, very young kids, middle school, junior high school. And I remember going table to table at our high school, at our middle school lunches, and collecting change. We were telling kids that we were starting a band and we were taking donations so that we could buy some equipment.
We listened to Blink-182 all the time, and we would just write lyrics to songs before we could even write before we could even play instruments. We were like, oh yeah, this right here, we're gonna sing these words, and then it's gonna be guitar solo, then we'll sing a couple more words, bass solo, drum solo, end of the song.
We picked up Ian, our drummer had left the band, and Ian was a good friend of mine from high school, and he had a lot of drive and a lot of passion, and he was a really talented person.
I was 17 at the time, and I was playing guitar in another band that I don't talk about. And I'd never played drums before, and I had one night I had a really long conversation with Kyle on the phone, and basically just drum boot camp started after that. I taught myself how to play drums for the band.
So we chose a Lil Wayne song because Lil Wayne and Cash Money, Young Money own like 25% of urban radio right now. So we were like, obviously this is what people are listening to. Let's do this song. It's a cool song. We all appreciated hip hop.
I'm pretty sure till I die, they're gonna ask me to play Lollipop at a show. And from now on, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna say no. Sorry.
We were going over to the UK, and we were technically looking to make some business, so we didn't have the proper permits and stuff like that.
You all have The Weakest Link. The Weakest Link, that's the movie. I got her. She was my customs agent. And I told her I was in a band because I was dumb and tired. And they interviewed me, they interrogated me, they did a retinal scan. They interrogated me some more, then they ran my fingerprints through Interpol. And then they did another retinal scan, and then they kicked me out and sent me home. I was on 5 planes in 2 days, and it was a very depressing point in my life.
So yeah, the second UK tour was absolutely amazing. It was like the best tour we've done as a band, and it was just like crazy.
In a nutshell, the greatest tour I ever went on was our UK tour in 2010. We got to see Stonehenge, which is really awesome because I dropped out of college, and I think like if I would have stood in college, something tells me I never would have been able to see Stonehenge.
So, in 2010, we decided to like really step up our game. We had a real good lineup at the time that we thought was going to be solid. So we took it into the studio with Trevor Riley from Wilhelm Scream.
Always a band that we've always looked up to. Those guys have been on their grind for over a decade probably.
But recording with them is probably one of the most intimidating things you can do as a musician. It's like these two freaking rock gods that just, they pick up guitars and shred, and they make these guitars go.
They've always had fun, which is like really, I think, you know, and have fun with each other playing music, you know, which is really kind of tantamount to the, you know, why they've been around so long together.
Well, no, it was just a lot of fun to work with those dudes because everybody's just so open-minded to everything, and nobody's, you know, got an ego about anything. Everybody's just really easy to work with.
When we released The Great Walk, we had a Wilhelm screenplay on the CD release show at Lupo's. It was like one of the best turnouts to a show ever. There was kids front flipping onto the stage and they broke something. They tried to shut down Wilhelm.
Monitor guys like, yo, spilling beer on my monitors. Off. I wasn't prepared to deal with it with people today. I was prepared to just sit here. You know, like,
Yeah.
that guy.
Another Option recorded their last EP with Ace Enders.
Recording with Ace is pretty intimidating as well. He, you know, he's been doing this for a long time. He's played shows all over the world, and he's made records that have sold thousands and thousands and thousands of copies. And
I grew up listening to Ace Enders. He's like, you know, it's kind of cheesy, but he's one of my heroes.
Oh man, to be honest, I'm kind of like a little schoolgirl. Like 8th grade, 9th grade, like just going into high school, all I listened to is Early November.
Well, this year we're actually getting to play 20 dates on Warped Tour, which is awesome because like the last 3 years we've been hustling our asses off, and I mean we played once on a stage.
This year we're finally playing. It feels so good. I'm so happy. I feel like if anybody deserves being on stage at Warped Tour, and especially for 20 dates, almost the entire tour, it's definitely us.
playing Warped Tour is like a childhood dream come true. Like from the second I picked up the bass when I was like 12 years old and I started listening to punk rock and all these different bands like Warped Tour, that's what I wanted to do in my life.
Oh jeez, I'm nervous about Warped Tour. It's gonna be brutal. I'm hoping that we just sound good. We're all gonna be tired, sweaty.
This is what Warped Tour does to you.
I hate everything and everyone.
I enjoy signals.
Look at that.
This is not our stuff.
I've been touring since I've been 16 years old, and never in my life have I had a band that I couldn't even see the floor.
Yeah, initially we were gonna go with Ride High and release that song, the song we did with Trevor and Mike over at Black and Blue Project Studios.
I was just playing my guitar, I'd been drinking some wine, and I had a sick riff, and I was like, oh, this is a cool riff. And Ian was like, yeah, it's a cool riff. He started playing a riff to it, and Andy was like, oh, what's the root notes? And he just started playing it. And Kim was like, oh, I dig this. And we played the song twice, right then and there, and it was written. I mean, aside from the vocals, we had like 80% of the vocals, but this song literally wrote itself.
And we brought it into the studio the next day. We recorded it, and in like a weekend, and then by the next Wednesday, it was online with a music video, completely prepared.
Basically, we started recording after they had already recorded a song and decided that that song wasn't singly enough to be released as the, you know, the new face of War Games. So we decided to work on the song that wrote itself, and we started on a Friday, and we recorded it on a Friday, mixed it on a Saturday, did the video and mastered it on a Sunday, and it was out by that next week.
I wrote the lyrics literally standing in front of the microphone with a notepad, actually tracking the song.
It was like really intense 4 days, but it was awesome.
I feel like it's raw, it's War Games, it's catchy, it is what it is, it's very straightforward, and I think people can connect to a song like that.
You know, a band's kind of funny. A band has to, a good band, every member will play what they're supposed to play, you know what I mean? The bass player plays a smooth groove and the drummer's got locked up with the bass player, and these guys all play what they're supposed to. It's not overcrowded, and they write really different good songs.
I feel like we write our songs, as stupid as it sounds, from the heart, you know, and we try to write songs that people can connect to, and I try to really just express ourselves artistically. I feel like we're just a good band for you to check out. We're good for you to do.
We're all very handsome men with ripping six-packs.
Where War Games right now is at, they're blending up hoppier music and just really just caring about how good the song's gonna be.
Oh dude, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like aggressive rock, I guess. I don't know.
It's my life, you know? Like, that's what I do with my life. I work at a PacSun for minimum wage and I put away t-shirts all day. And then I go to band practice and I pick up guitar and everything. It's just what I want to do with my life.
I think you should check out War Games because we're more than just, you know, the bands that are popping up left and right these days that haven't even gone on a tour and have no real story or history or hard work behind them. You know, we've been called the hardest working band by a lot of people, and I feel like we've earned that name. You know, we're one of those bands that go out there, put themselves out there, make sacrifices, and truly believe that we can make a career out of this.
Check us out. We're not all that difficult of a band to get into, and we're not going anywhere. We're gonna be around for a long, long, long time, and we're gonna take over your house with our music.
And check us out on Facebook or wargamesmusic.com, facebook.com/wargamesmusic. We're on YouTube, Pinterest, every social network you can think of, we're on it, so check us out.